surgery as he steps into the ring with Jorge Hernandez. A welterweight battle scheduled for 8 rounds. Gould, age 24, against Hernandez, age 25. Gould with just 1 loss in his professional career. Hernandez 21-15. Hernandez only 10 amateur fights. His last fight was in June of last year. He's had almost a year off. He lost that one on a TKO. Chris?
Well, Kenny Gould, of course, trying to recapture the eye of a lot of folks across the country who certainly were aware of him following a bronze medal in the last Olympics in 1988, and the opportunity to perhaps within a few months or so get some better fights and start getting a ranking and some things that are, you know, basically time lagged about 6 months while he went through the recovery period. The questions that were looming last summer remain, I think, intact, Jim, in terms of what Kenny Gould brings to the ring. There is no question he is a very fine boxer, trains to perfection, brings the fight to the ring, doesn't leave it in the gym. He's got the good politician and trainer and manager Emanuel Stewart on his side, also working with Jackie Callan as his manager and Nate Gould. And so, you know, there are a lot of things in the corner for Kenny Gould. Power may not be one of them. That could be a long-term concern. As we take a look at his vital statistics, he is 25 years of age, and you see right on the nose at 147 for what is a welterweight fight. His opponent, Jorge Hernandez. Now, this is not designed as a very difficult test. It's not supposed to be. Now, it could very well be. This guy's a tough guy, goes to the body, great chin, and all those kinds of things that an opponent of club fighter stature brings to it. But basically, it's a keep busy fight for Gould. That's what it's supposed to be.
Let's go up. Let's go up into the ring, and Wally Jackson get the official introduction.
Ringside fans, welcome to the Palace of Auburn Hills. Tonight, Ringside Productions and the Metro 25 Tire Centers are proud to present Budweiser Fight Night at the Palace. In our first bout this evening, our referee is Sam Williams. This is 8 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first in the red corner, weighed in at 147 pounds. As a professional, he has 21 victories, 15 losses. From Mexicali, Mexico, here is Jorge Hernandez. And his opponent in the blue corner, weighed in at 147 pounds. As a professional, he has 18 wins, 1 loss, 9 knockouts. From Rockford, Illinois, here is Kenny, the Candyman Gould.
The official introductions having been made, Kenny Gould smiling a little bit as Emanuel Stewart gets his rubber gloves on, which are required now by the state of Michigan and the Board and Control of Athletics. Might mention that Jorge Hernandez fought 2 former champions in his career, lost to both of them. He works the body, he's very aggressive, and also a full-blooded Indian. Hernandez's nickname is called Yaki. The question is, can he give Kenny Gould a battle? Gould is really feeling that this is his chance to move on up. Physically, he's healthy. He wants to move on up and get a shot at a world championship. And that is basically what Mr. Hernandez has to fight against. The ambitious young Mr. Gould.
Well, they certainly want Hernandez to take him some rounds. He needs that kind of work. He needs good work. He needs tough work. He's got to work on his power, finishing the punches. There's an old term in boxing, a lot of people use it, about power. Does he sit down his punches? Does he really turn it over, finish the darn thing that last couple of inches, use his body, get his legs in behind it? Some say that Kenny Gould hasn't yet developed that.
Very aggressive, using the right jab here early against Hernandez.
Southpaw is Gould. Punches and bunches.
Sam Williams is the 3rd man in the ring for this fight. One of the better referees in the state of Michigan. Good hook, straight left hand by Gould. Took a body shot from Hernandez, but didn't do any damage.
That's pretty crisp to the ribs that Gould paid going in. You can see the hand speed paying off.
The one thing you notice, too, about Gould, though, Chris, and against the more experienced, maybe better fighter, Kenny Gould is very, very wide. Both hands are wide, and Hernandez is trying to make something happen down the middle. I don't know whether he's got the skill to make it happen, but against someone who's got some pretty quick hands, Kenny Gould's going to have to shore up the defense. Although Gould is landing some great shots backing away. Real quick left hand, a chopping shot.
That's the side that was dislocated. He was actually, I think, as I recall it, Jim, throwing a hook, and it slid by the head up over the shoulder and just popped out. And it was in a fight that Kenny Gould was absolutely, winning hands down in every card, and probably on his way to a knockout, actually.
A little better than halfway through round 1 of this scheduled 8-round welterweight battle. No real heavy shots thrown here in this first round so far. Good check right hook. And there's a good left off the ropes as Kenny Gould drills him with a left and then hits him with a right hand and hurts Hernandez.
That right jab was awesome. He fought well off the ropes, spun him around, and tattooed him about 4 times, but started the whole thing with that right jab. The southpaw Kenny Gould, his hand speed paying off particularly well.
I tell you what, he's coming at him from a lot of different directions, too. He will jump left and right and get on either side of his opponent, and he'll just start mixing his shots so the opponent really has no idea where they're coming from.
Busy guy. Right back in. He got tagged there, but came right back at him. Hernandez is...
well, you don't like the way his hands are way low right now, do you, Kenny Gould?
No, I'm not a fan of that at all in any instance, to be honest with you, although he was dancing laterally and pulled away about 6-8 feet. But when you're in fighting range and do that, I don't care for that much at all.
Like I said, with somebody with quick hands, you're going to pay the price.
Well, on the way up, there's a whole bunch of folks that you can get away with that with. But I hurt his man. He fought well off the ropes. That left-hand counter off the ropes, and then he steps away right there. Hernandez, trying to eye him down the center, suddenly was just looking between the ropes, didn't really know where he'd gone. There's that right. I thought it went to the bridge of the nose. That's under the chin, but you can see why the crowd got excited. It drove him to the ropes, and that's the lead hand from the southpaw. We also saw on the round Gould lead with the left on a couple of occasions, crossing him up. He'll change sides a little bit, but not very often. And a very busy round. Give him a 10-9, 1-point lead after 1 round. It's scheduled for 8. And Gould quickly to the center of the ring. We start the 2nd round. Watch for the body work from Hernandez. If he's going to get anything done, that's most likely where it's going to happen, down inside. We saw him land that one good right hand to the ribs early in round number 1 that it stopped Gould coming in. It was kind of a check hook. It's harder than your normal everyday check hook. Gould felt it, but that probably was the only one that really stung him in the round.
Well, the right jab and the right check hook here by Gould is really telling the story early in round 2. Hernandez just has not been able to get inside to do any effective work to the body.
And then Gould gets up over the elbows of Hernandez there and works that left hand. That's not going to be a knockdown.
No. Sam Williams, will not call it a knockdown. He's calling it a push.
There was one shot in there that might have given some pause, but Williams made his decision quickly, and I thought it was pretty clear, no knockdown.
Now this is where Hernandez wants to be, inside working to the body.
But he's losing inside, and you can't really pin Gould on the ropes without tying him up. Of course, that's not going to work very long.
The other thing that's so effective for Gould is the fact that his hand speed is such an advantage over Hernandez that he's able to move away and get shots in on his way out.
Work the body, go to the head.
Coming up to the halfway point of round 2. Gould again, there's the lead with the left. It slid by, but he came back behind it with the right hand.
Climbing the ladder. The nice 4-punch combination. Gould finishes with the left. He's bringing it from both sides. Big left.
2 of them in a row. Then he gets in the corner, dances away, works on the uppercut. Down goes Hernandez, and he doesn't call it a knockdown. Once again, the right hand behind the head of Hernandez, and Williams made the judgment that he pushed him down. But Kenny Gould goes back to work now to try to get a knockdown, because there's no question he has been in control. There's a lead left hand rather, that gets in and stunned Hernandez.
It's been pretty successful. Well over half the time he's tried that, he scored hard with it. Now he backs away with a 3-punch combination and finishes with a right hand.
Manuel Stewart in the corner of Kenny Gould watching. this display by his young fighter. Gould switches lead there and just kind of threw out a left jab to, I think, make Hernandez think about it. There he's back to normal. But again, the hands down way low. Now they're back up when they get in fighting range.
You know, I'll tell you, Emmanuel Stewart may be the most dispassionate observer you'll ever watch. I never saw him fight, and he did have a short fight career in his earlier days. But if he looked as uninspired and uninterested in the ring, he had to put some opponents to sleep. But believe me, he misses nothing.
That's the one thing about Emmanuel Stewart. He may not look like he's watching too intently, but if you ask him after each round, he can tell you every punch that was landed or thrown. That's the end of round 2. Another good round for Kenny Gould. Twice in that round, Hernandez went down, but in both occasions, referees...
One of the instances in the round, and you can see it, I mean, although there's an attempted shot by Gould in there, it's more a push than anything, and there they are working laterally on the ropes. Gould brings himself out of there, and then he whips that right hand around behind and pulls forward. Hernandez obliged and went down forward, but there was no count, so counted no knockdown. It's still a 10-9 round. Gould in front 2 points after 2 rounds, 20-18. My book, anyway.
And your book is the only one that counts to us.
Well, so far, I think this is a pretty easy one to figure.
Well, I tell you, there's a good shot of 3 right hands. A jab, a little hook, and then back to the jab again by Kenny Gould as we go to round 3.
Chopping the ring real nice there. It comes with that lead to the body and then comes over the top of the right-hand side. Technique that's paying off, but he did change it up a little bit in that it wasn't a headshot with the left-hand lead.
Left hand on the knee.
Here's someone in Kenny Gould's corner. There's a nice body shot counter by Hernandez. That's what he's got to do if he's going to stay anywhere close to Gould in this fight. But he's got to do more than 1 per round.
And the other thing is Gould jumped right back in on top of it with a straight left hand.
That was a stout shot, too, so it helps answer a question about Kenny Gould, the layoff, not having a lot of time through the fall and so on. Would you soften up a little bit? Well, sure you would, but have you come back? It seems he might have all the way. I mean, eventually he's going to be in that kind of fighting trim, but you wonder when that moment occurs.
Good 3-punch combination there. 2 to the body, then a right hook to the head. Kenny Gould off the ropes, scores big against Jorge Hernandez. Right uppercut. Sam Williams having trouble getting out of the way there, Kenny Gould.
Nice job fighting backwards by Gould tonight. And 2 or 3 occasions he's moved, 15 feet, almost the length of one side of the ring, and thrown about 6-8 punches on the way back. And again, he does it. That was only a 3-foot retreat, but he left a lot of tattoos on the way.
Boy, I tell you what, there's 3-4 shots right there, and a little Ali dancing, if you will, by Kenny Gould. Straight left again, right down the middle, and that tags Jorge Hernandez. Good right hook by Kenny Gould. Tell you what, Hernandez has a chin, because he's taking some pretty heavy shots from Kenny Gould, and he's hung in there. Good right hook again, just behind the ear of Hernandez. Hernandez against the ropes, trying to fight off work to the body. Gould blasts away. A right uppercut and a left cross.
Nice double counter with that right hand inside. Hernandez misses, and bam, bam, bam. He runs into 3 of them.
Another good. Starts with the left inside and then goes to the right hand. There's a right hand push again, and Sam Williams sends him to the corner. Oh, Sam's calling this one a knockdown. Sam Williams is counting this as a knockdown. Other than that, again, I thought was a push.
I thought it was the same thing that happened, only it was away from the ropes. But Williams did count it. So call it a knockdown. A little on the marginal side, I suppose, but it's the 3rd time he went down. Maybe he's saying, look, I'm going to make sure you're not doing that on purpose, Mr. Hernandez. So every 3rd one, I'm going to count.
There's the bell ending round 3, and we'll go back and we'll take a look at it and let our viewers decide whether it was a knockdown or it was a push. From our vantage point just below, it looked as though Kenny Gould got the right hand on the back of the neck and really just shoved him down.
Yeah, well, the first 2 instances in the previous part of the fight, he wrapped around and gave him a little pull. That's what he did, and that's not a knockdown. And then he gave him Well, that's what Sam Williams looked a little angry about as he moved over. He kind of gave Gould a dirty look, and it's this little pat right there as the man gets his knees on the canvas, and Kenny Gould steps away. Now, it seems to me last time we got together here at the Palace, Jim, we had a knockdown round, and I scored at 10-9 anyway in protest.
Rule at 10-9 or 10-8 because Sam Williams ruled it a knockdown.
Yeah, they'll probably follow that lead. I mean, a basic rule of thumb, if a guy gets knocked down 10-8, 10-7, and he's been knocked out, 10-6. Well, not...
But the referee in the state of Michigan does not have a hand in the judging. It is the 3 judges on the 10-point must system.
Boom. Great counter. Beautiful counter. That's one really hurt the man. Had he not run into the corner of the ropes, Jim, he would have been flat on his face. That's legit.
That's a legit knockdown indeed. Takes the 8 count. He's up. He's nodding to Sam Williams that he can continue. And he's got better than 2 minutes to continue as Kenny Gould has knocked Jorge Hernandez down here in round 4 of the scheduled 8-rounder, and has done it with a combination of shots as opposed to one big blow. But Hernandez is definitely in trouble, and Kenny Gould is trying to put him away.
Boy, is he back in there in a hurry, and he left hand leads as he runs up to him. Gould, yeah, he's going for the knockout now.
And he's throwing all caution to the wind. Hernandez has nothing, and basically Gould is showing him no respect for his punches, and Gould is just trying to land the one big one that's going to put Hernandez down for the 10 count. Working a big right hand. Then another one back up to the middle with the left as Gould continues to work. There's another right hand across the side of the face. Hernandez is hanging in there.
But it's just a slashing left hand across the bridge of the nose. Hernandez really doesn't know where Gould is or where they're coming from anymore.
Big right hand against the ropes. And again, Hernandez stands up, and a left shoves Hernandez back, but he continues to fight, so Williams will not step in. Big right. Couple left hooks thrown in the clinches by Hernandez. Better than 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go if Hernandez is to survive. He's been down already once this round. Gould now has him trapped in the neutral corner. Continues to work on him.
Well, this is crossing over into the realm of savage beating because this man is just getting beat up big time.
Sam Williams will not step in because Hernandez is throwing shots back. Big left hand right there. Right and the left by Hernandez off the rope. Gould may have, well, there's another right hand. I was going to say he might have gotten a little arm weary, but he came back with a big right hand.
Well, see, this is the point in Kenny Gould fights where the naysayers are going to point out once again, look, man, he had the guy gone and he didn't finish. That power, that finishing power, that last few ounces isn't there. And it's going to ring in his ears some more after this round because it doesn't look like he's going to finish it.
He got him again with a big left hand straight down the middle, and Hernandez just hung in there against the ropes. As Gould had Hernandez in trouble and down with a minute, actually better than 2 minutes to go in the round, and couldn't put him away, even though he had a lot of action as he backed Hernandez up into a neutral corner and bombed away.
A lot of fights would have been over in that round with a man that firmly in control. Here's the knockdown. It's just Gould moving backward, and he tries to reach through the ropes. That last reach didn't get to the man. Uppercut starts. There's a right hand. Doesn't really turn over. The left's missed. That one didn't. And then by then, Hernandez is moving headlong toward the ropes. Now, later on in the round, a huge right hand by Gould. Again, boom, right there. Several of those kinds of things in the round. Scored 10-8 with the knockdown, legitimately so. One-sided. That gives him a 5-point lead after 4 rounds. And Gould finished round number 4 with a smile and went back to his corner. He's talking a little bit to Hernandez out there now. I don't know if he's fighting without a mouthpiece. He couldn't be, but it sort of looks like it. Hernandez leads and gets countered right underneath. He's not quick enough to fight this man, but he sure does have the chin they were looking for.
He sure does. Big left hand there. Snaps the head back of Hernandez. But Hernandez hangs on, does not go down. Hernandez leaning against the ropes, coming off the ropes. Gould leads with the left, comes back with the right. Neither punch lands. But a very dominant performance by Kenny Gould so far. Only thing to question about is the power. He had Hernandez hurt and down and couldn't put him away, and he had better than 2 minutes to try in the 4th round, and we're in round 5 of the scheduled 8-rounder. Uppercut lands. Gould, I'll tell you what, he's got good footwork too. He backs himself in and out of places that you normally think he's going to get stuck, but he doesn't. The one thing that bothers me about him is he keeps his hands down when he's walking out of there. Against Jorge Hernandez, it's not a problem. Against somebody good, he could get tagged and get hurt.
Well, Hernandez simply can't cut the ring if Gould doesn't want him to, and he can't hold him on the ropes if Gould doesn't want him to. He can't get, you know, widened out when he forces, or he gets Gould's back to the ropes and control him, keep him in front of him. Gould does what he wants from any position. You know, right here, if Hernandez could step in and then control him along the ropes, he might be able to go to work with some of that body stuff that really is his best weapon. But he's just not going to control Gould.
And I'll tell you the other thing. Kenny Gould in this round anyway, Chris, has been more effective as a counterpuncher than he has when he's initiated the action. I mean, when Hernandez has tried to do something, Gould has absolutely turned it around on him.
I don't know if they ran their heads together over there along the ropes or not. It looks to me like there's a little trickle of blood out of the nose of Kenny Gould, just a little bit. Yeah, he is continuing really what he's done through the fight, Jim. He's countered and fought just extremely well, moving backwards. How can you be the aggressor moving backwards? Well,
there's a big left hand. It came after 2 right jabs. With less than 15 seconds to go in round 5, Kenny Gould hit 2 right jabs with a straight left that absolutely knocked Jorge Hernandez backwards, but he did not go down, and he will survive this 5th round, and that is saying something right there.
He was out on his feet.
He was tagged right on the button.
Bang. Haven't seen a fighter leave the frame in a long time, but he really did drive him backwards. Watch his eyes. Right there. Now watch when his head comes back. He is out an instant. He was completely out of this arena. He didn't know. His feet came up under him by instinct, probably more than anything. A veteran fighter, got a lot of bouts, been hit like that before. And the fact that he went on from there to, and did hold on for the round is just really just lucky for him.
Now there's a situation there where you could, even though there wasn't a knockdown, rule that a 10-8 round, right?
Darn near. Don't get me into that. Gee,
you brought it up.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You brought it up earlier in this fight.
You forced it.
Back to round 6. Scheduled for 8. Kenny Gould has been dominant. Gould on the right, Jorge Hernandez on the left with the long dark trunks with a silver trim. Gould continuing to go to work. Almost had Hernandez out the last round. Very nearly had him out in the 4th round. Actually knocked him down in round 4. Didn't get him down last round, although Hernandez was basically out on his feet. And again, Hernandez is just getting tattooed, as Chris's scorecard shows the dominance of Kenny Gould. A 6-point lead. There he is, fighting backwards again, backing up. He almost draws the opponent, Hernandez, with him, and then drills him on the way. Good right jab. Hernandez just has no clue right now how to mount any kind of offensive attack because Gould has been dominant.
You can hear the corner asking Gould for an uppercut when Hernandez gets squared up in front of him with his head down. You throw the hook, you're just going to go behind his head anyway. Bring it up underneath.
Gould continuing to land with right and left. There he faked the left, came back with the right hand. It tagged Hernandez. There's a straight left, and Gould ran around it, so when Hernandez looked back up, Gould was gone.
I'm not sure he'd have found him. Look, this is over.
Big left hand, and it's over. Sam Williams stops the fight. Wise decision there by Sam Williams. As Kenny Gould just no clue, had no idea what was happening, and here it comes. He just said, I've seen enough, it's over.
Right there. Another one. Now, see, that's a fairly crisp shot. But the point is, it's been going on for a while. The man has gotten to the point he's defenseless. From there, you know, he's going to get hurt, seriously injured. If you let it continue, there's no question who's going to win the fight. He got his rounds, you know, it's a kind of a tightrope. The referee walks, but a fair stop at the right time. And Kenny Gould picks up his 19th victory and his 10th by knockout, if you will. Referee stops fight. Depends on how the agate reads, but nonetheless, very dominant performance by Kenny Gould. Not totally unexpected against this guy.
Our referee, Sam Williams, stops this contest at 1 minute, 59 seconds of the 6th round. Winner by TKO, Kenny, the Candyman Gould.
Dale now.